Hello and welcome to 10 Life Changing Cashflow Secrets by me, Matthew Moody from Stanford Knight. Now today we're going to be giving you a brief overview of what the whole Life Changing Cashflow Secrets report's about and how you can get your hands on it. Going to give you a little bit of information about Stanford Knight and about myself, Matthew Moody, and hopefully you can learn some interesting information. I'm going to give you away one of the cash flow secrets and point you in the direction of where you can get more information. So let's kick off with Stanford Knight. Who are we? What are we all about? Basically, we were set up a couple of years ago to provide bespoke solutions for property investors. So essentially, we're a consultancy, mainly focused on property. We do a little bit of business consultancy as well, but mainly focused on helping property investors move from A to B. Now, the reason we set ourselves up in this way, providing this bespoke service, is we realised that a lot of people were looking for something that didn't exist. There's lots of different programs out there, courses that you can go on, but none of them really offer you that bespoke, actual, unique solution just for you. And this is what Stanford Knight is all about. We've got about 8 associates throughout the UK. We work with people to find the right solutions to property problems that you might have. We provide things such as finance, we help people sourcing, we do educational programs, we also provide coaching support. We can put you in contact with our power team, such as accountants, solicitors, brokers, etc. And it's very much a dip in and dip out service, which is why it's so bespoke. You know, if you want to work with us on some things but not others, that's fine. We can do that. So that's really Stanford Knight. Now, in terms of our organisation and where I'm involved, there's 3 main elements. We've got Stanford Knight, which, as I said earlier, is our property consultancy. This is where we provide a lot of events and training on things pertaining to cash flow, particularly on HMOs. And you may have seen one of our other websites out there, which we'll talk about later, on HMOs, which provides a lot of free information. We also have Millennia Property, which is my portfolio management company, and there is where we provide a management service to landlords in the Midlands area who want to make good cash flow out of HMOs but perhaps don't know how to start, or maybe have a HMO already and it's not doing very well. We come in, transform it, turn it round and make it work for you and provide good cash flow to you. And finally, Furniture, which is our real wooden furniture company, was basically set up because a lot of the furniture we were using for our clients and also for ourselves was just not up to scratch. Chipboard furniture just didn't work for us, so we've gone out, sourced the best of the best, use it in our own house, and we provide bespoke quotes for people that want to get some of that real furniture in their own houses as well. So, who am I? Obviously got a nice little smiling picture of me there. I'm basically Matthew Moody, live in Northamptonshire with my wife and children. I've been in the corporate industry for about 10, 12 years now, and my main background was in the travel and leisure industry. Worked for a variety of different companies, focusing on areas such as revenue management, product development, and business analysis. So really looking at how you can drive a business forward and make more revenue from the existing assets. And in one company, I drove one of our revenue lines from $1 million a year right up to about 20 million by the time I left. So quite a bit of experience in terms of turning around particular asset lines and increasing their profit. I then kind of got a bit bored and thought there must be more to life than this, and looked around at a few different things, read quite a few of Robert Kiyosaki's material, Rich Dad Poor Dad, found it very enlightening. I thought, yeah, actually property possibly could be one of the answers for me, and decided to start back in 2004 buying properties, and went straight in buying HMOs purely because they provide such great cash flow. And since then I've founded yourhmoexpert.com, which is a lean authority site in HMOs within the UK. I get hundreds of hits every day, and it's got lots of free information on there that you can go and download and benefit from our experience. I'm also the resident HMO mentor for Your Property Network magazine, which is a monthly magazine that goes out to 12,000 subscribers. And I've also been on a variety of TV and radio shows, including BBC Working Lunch, Asian Star, and I'm also advisor to some of the Radio 4 programmes on property. As well as that, I've got a small sourcing business which focuses on new build portfolios and USA properties for those of you that are interested in that type of thing. Okay, so enough about me and Stanford Knight. Let's get on by looking at the 10 cash flow secrets. Now, what we're going to cover today is only touching the surface really. Now, I'm only really going to look at the first one just to get your appetite whetted and get you thinking about how you could possibly take this and put it into your own business. So we're just going to take one today, and as I say, this is just touching the surface. There's much more information in the report itself. So secret one is all about MYOB. Now, what do I mean by MYOB? Well, those of you that are familiar with the writings of Kiyosaki and some other people similar to him will know that MYOB is all about mind your own business. Now, I don't say this in a rude way at all. It's very much focused upon what are you doing on a day-to-day basis that's minding your own business rather than somebody else's. So, what does this mean? You're in the centre of this whole vortex, I guess, of stuff that's happening to you, and you're the only one that can really truly control this. So when you look at this from the perspective of how you're going to manage your own business, there's 4 key elements you need to understand. The first one, and the most important, and this is really the cornerstone of everything else, is your primary aim. Now, what do I mean by primary aim? Well, a couple of people talk about this, Gerber, Ferris, a couple of other people whose names I forget quite right now. The primary aim is really about understanding your story, understanding what legacy you want to leave behind. It's understanding what you want to be remembered for. It's understanding what gets you out of bed at night and what keeps you going when it gets a little bit tough. So primary aim is something that you need to take a little bit of time out to understand, put some thoughts down on paper and try and formulate something. And this could take a while. It might not just be an overnight thing. It could take a few weeks, it could take a few months, it could take years. But it's better to have something rather than nothing. So even if you only have some inclination that, yeah, what do I want to do? You know, maybe I want to spend 3 months of the year skiing, and then the rest of the time I want to be back in England or wherever, working hard, doing whatever else I want to do, and that's going to pay for me to go skiing. I don't know. Maybe you want to get involved in charity work and you want to have that passive income behind you that allows you to do that. Whatever it may be, take some time out to think about this and get it down on paper. Once you've understood what this is, and some of the authors I mentioned earlier, like Ferris and Gerber, will help you to get there as well, and the report goes into a little bit more detail. You then need a master plan, and the master plan is really all about understanding how you're going to make that primary aim come true. What are the steps that you're going to take in order to make that actually happen? And this could be a 10 to 20 year plan, it could be a 5 to 10 year plan, it could be a 1 to 5 year plan. I don't know, each one is very individual, but that master plan is going to have goals within it, and those goals are really are the things that are going to drive you day in, day out as to what do you need to do this month, this week, this day to make that primary aim real for you. And the focus element really comes into play in terms of if you haven't got your primary aim quite right, then you'll find that the focus does deteriorate and it switches off and it moves and you end up not doing anything. So it's really important to have that focus in place in terms of having that primary aim as buttoned down as you can. And it is easier said than done. I'll admit it takes some time to get to having that primary aim really tightly visualised in your own mind and for you to truly understand what it is that you want to do. But the focus element really helps you drive that and make it reality, because without that you just end up floundering around. And it also doesn't help you on a day-to-day basis when you wake up and you think, oh, what have I got to look forward to today? Not a lot, because you're not doing what you really should be doing. So take a bit of time out, focus on minding your own business, and this really is the centerpiece for all of the other cash flow strategies. So thanks very much for watching. As I said, very brief, just quick introduction to talk about the 10 Life Changing Cashflow Secrets, which has just been launched. Now you can go and get your own copy of this at stanfordknight.com. It's actually a downloadable PDF, which you can obviously look at on your PC. You can print off as well. We're also going to be publicising a real life book you can actually hold, take away with you, read on the train, etc. But to go and get your copy right now of the report, please go to www.stanfordknight.com and follow the instructions there. Alright, thanks very much for listening, and I hope to see you on the other side in the members area. Thank you, bye bye.